Good morning. Welcome to Amy Toft Yoga, coming to you from my backyard for Vinyasa. I'm so glad you're here. And today we're going to start something different, in a different way. We're going to start right down on our backs. So find a comfortable way to lie down. Your knees could be bent if that feels better on your back. Your legs could be out straight, arms out, kind of beginning in Shavasana. Who doesn't love this? And I'm just going to sit up because today we're going to chant at the beginning and at the end. It's super simple. So if you feel like you'd like to join in with me, you can, or you can just close your eyes. Begin your Ujjayi Pranayama, your ocean breath, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, tightening the throat the tiniest bit so that you could hear your breath. And that's the goal of breathing we're going to have for the rest of class. Our chant today is calling on the guru within. So the guru within means you know what's best for you, your own teacher, but we've also absorbed teachings from things we've read, from leaders we've learned, from people we resonate with, friends. All that's inside us. So when we're calling on that wisdom or that guru within, we're also calling on all the people we've learned from and all the people they've learned from, all the way back to God or the universe, however we get this knowledge. So remembering that we have all that inside us, and we're just calling on that to help us know what to do. Not necessarily big things, little things, anytime we make decisions, which we make hundreds of every day. So with that, our theme for class goes with that. It is you know you. It's not famous, I just made it up. So you know what's best for you. And as I'm talking, you're just gonna keep breathing, letting your mind come right here onto the mat. This gift you're giving yourself for the next 60 minutes. And here's the chant. You could close your eyes if you feel like it. Om Namo Guru De Namo Guru De Namo Guru Deva. Om Namo Guru De Namo Guru De Namo Guru Deva. Om Namo Guru De Namo Guru De Namo Guru Deva. Om Namo Guru De Namo Guru De Namo Guru Deva. Om Namo Guru De Namo Guru De Namo Guru Deva. Just taking a few more breaths. You know you. And then we'll begin still on our backs. With a cat and cow. So we'll just tip our pelvis up as we press our lower back down into the mat. And then we'll just relax that, feeling that, letting that natural curve come back into our back where we could put our hands behind our waist if we wanted to. And then inhale, we'll tip the pelvis up, flatten our back, and exhale, we'll relax. If it feels better to you to inhale and exhale the opposite way, that is just fine. So a few more of these little cat and cows. This feels so good on the lower back. You might even want to do this in the morning before you get out of bed. Lovely cat and cow, tightening the core, squeezing in almost so much that we even lift up the pelvis a tiny bit, and then relax. Let's do one more. Squeezing in, tipping up, flattening the back, and relaxing. Okay, now we're going to pick up our knees, flex our feet. We've talked about this before, the Barbie feet. So it's like you're shooting something out of the ball of your foot. Your toes are pulled back so far, so tight, that our toes are even spread apart. So it's the most flex they could ever be flexed. And when we do that, we're going to tip our pelvis back so that our lower back is flat on the mat. With our feet flexed, we can already feel this. Hopefully we can feel that power all the way up our legs, into our hips, and even into our belly. But to increase that, we'll put our hands behind our head, bring our elbows straight up, and then we'll straighten up our feet like a Barbie, so the balls of the feet are still pushing straight up, head and forehead, head and shoulders up, and elbows reaching straight to the sky. So you can stay here like this, or we can flow it. We can let our head come down and our knees bend, and then head comes up, knees straighten, back and down. You can do any other variation of this if you'd like. If you want to kind of make it more like a robot, you can do head up, legs up, head down, legs down, if that makes it more fun. Or you can just simply, when the head comes up, the feet go up. Doing this slow is great. Lots of things to think about. Feet still flexed as hard as they were, shoulders and back up, off, elbows pointing up, and is our pelvis still flat? Is our lower back still flat on the ground? Lots of things to think about. And then we'll come down, and we'll let our feet come down. We'll take our hands out from behind our head, and we'll just let our arms come right to our sides like a robot, because we're going to push up into bridge. Maybe walk your feet a little closer to the hips. Inhale, exhale, press into the back of the arms. That already gives us a tiny little bridge across our upper back. And then as we press so hard into our feet and legs, we lift up really high into bridge. Then our hands can come down and just do whatever they want. I like to just bring them out to Shavasana, but some people like to tuck the shoulder blades under and hold the hands. I'm untucking my shoulders now, and I'm just breathing. You know you, so you do whatever pose feels best to you. And then we're going to lift up our toes, so we're up on our heels, arms up over the head if that feels okay. Press the hips a little higher, engage the core, and then slowly just let the back come all the way down to the mat. We can bring our hands into our heart, let our toes come down. Take a little breath. And then we'll bring our feet back up, tipping our pelvis up so our lower back is flat, flexing those feet like a Barbie so hard that our toes are spread. Hands back behind the head, elbows straight up, lifting the shoulders and the head up. We can tuck our chin to our chest. And then we'll do this same kind of Barbie thing, but each foot one at a time. So like we're riding a crazy bicycle, a recumbent bike. We're pressing our feet out. If this is too much on the lower back, make sure that it's tucked flat and raise your feet higher. Just Barbie, Barbie, Barbie the feet. Pressing them so hard. Such a flex. And we can get lower. Slower is harder. We can remember to keep our shoulders and head up, elbows together. Enjoying that lovely feeling of working in the abs. And let's Let's do 2 more on each side. And then we'll just let our head come down, squeeze our knees into our chest. A little roll back and forth might feel good. Letting the feet come down to the mat, we'll go back into bridge. Arms like a robot if you liked that. Pressing them down, lifting the upper back, and then pressing into the feet and legs. Up, up, up. Let your hands just relax. You can move your wrists around if you want to. This is just a couple of breaths here. Neck is long, shoulders are pressed flat. If you're on a bumpy ground like I am, you might feel a little extra bump pressing up. I'm just enjoying that. And this time we're going to lift our heels, and arms could go over the head or not. And then engaging the core, we'll just roll on back down. Let our heels come down. Take a breath and relax. So one more thing. We're going to bring our feet back up. Flex, flex, flex like a Barbie. Make sure our lower back is flat. Hands come up behind the head. Elbows pointing forward. And this time we're just going to bring our elbow toward our knee. And if we want, we can stretch out our opposite leg. We do not have to. It's fine to keep our feet flexed right here. And it's more about the head coming up than the knee drawing in. But again, you know you. So just notice and see if you'd like to do something that feels a little different. Breathing. Let's do 2 more each side. Head goes down, knees come into the chest, give a little squeeze. And then we'll put our feet down. We'll bring our arms out to a T. Let our knees just drift to the right. And when we do that, we're going to let our arm come over like a crocodile, also to the right. And then we're going to keep our arms there, switch our knees to the other side, see how that feels, and then we'll switch our arms. So we're windshield wipering with our arms and our legs at the same time. It's not so much of a twist as more of a just getting everything moving, stretching out after our ab work. And then we'll just bring our knees into our chest again, and a little rocking back and forth. I don't usually do this because it makes me dizzy. And the goal, which I may or may not accomplish, and you may or may not accomplish, that's okay. We're going to rock up and see if we can freeze in boat. And if we can't, we'll just find boat, okay? So rocking, rocking, come up, and maybe we can find boat. Maybe we need to grab our knees to do that. Maybe we can now hold behind our thighs. We're going to flex our feet back, sit up really tall. Possibly we can stretch out our arms. Possibly we can straighten our legs. But I'm going to be right here and just take one more breath. And squeeze the knees in, cross the feet, sit up tall. And if you want to be fancy, you can roll over your knees to come to hands and knees, or you can just come to hands and knees any way you want to. So if rolling doesn't work for you, we'll all just end up here, hands and knees, no matter what. And here we're going to do cat and cows on our hands and knees, so find a kind of flat place if you're outside like me. And we'll inhale, shine the heart forward, tuck the tailbone up. Same feeling we had down on the floor. Exhale. tailbone goes back down, our head goes down, and we're squeezing our belly button toward our spine. Just inhale and exhale on your own. Tailbone up, tailbone down. You know you, so you let your own breath lead your movements. And then we'll bring our forearms all the way down to the mat. Take hold of our hands, elbows down, and then if we want to, we can stay right here and continue cat and cowing. But if we'd like to come into dolphin, we can tuck our toes, press our hips high. My head's not touching, it's just kind of hanging down. Maybe I want to walk my feet a little closer forward. And dolphin, good way to wake up the shoulders and open. If you'd like a little work on the obliques, we can swim the dolphin. So we'll bring our head in front of our hands and then let it come back. Swimming forward and back. Forward and back. Anytime you don't want to do these, you can come on down to your knees. You can stop swimming. And then let's just come on back to dolphin with our head down. Maybe we can pick up one foot. And maybe we can bend that foot. And then we'll just do the other one. Pick up the foot. Maybe bend the leg. Come up on the opposite toe. And then both feet down, both knees down. Press back to child's pose. So child's pose, you could leave your knees where they are. Press on back. You could spread your knees out to the edge of the mat, let the toes touch, press the hips to the heels, the forehead down on the mat, getting long, breathing. Sometimes I like to put my hands together and bring my hands behind my head. In a reverse prayer pose. Remembering that everything is optional. You can stay in child's pose as long as you would like. But if you'd like to make your way to hands and knees, bringing the knees a little closer in. Let's spread our fingers wide. Pick up our knees. Lift the hips high. And here's our first down dog of practice. Let's explore this down dog. See how it feels. So maybe we want to pedal our feet, bend our knees, gaze under our arms. Bending the knees, letting the belly rest on the thighs, and then slowly straightening them. Coming up on the toes. And then we'll just find a little stillness. Pressing into the knuckles. Then looking between the thumbs, we'll just take some little steps, walk our feet up to our hands, and let's keep our feet at hip width apart. Bend our knees, let our head hang down. Maybe we want to cradle the head in a bent knee ragdoll, and then maybe we want to slowly straighten our legs and sway that ragdoll if we like to. And then bending the knees again, letting go of the hands. We're just going to put our hands on our knees and round our back on up. Coming into mountain pose. Shoulders come up by the ears and then stretch back down. Pulling up through the arch of the foot, engaging the whole leg, feeling the kneecaps lift. Letting the arms come down, letting the chin be level. Mountain pose. So we're just now up and we've already done a lot of work, right? That feels different. And let's begin with some sun salutation A's. Coming to the top of the mat if you're not already. This time our toes could touch, our heels could be a little bit apart, or our feet could still be hip width apart. You know you. Inhale, arms come up, gaze goes up, thumbs touch. Maybe a tiny back bend here. If that feels okay to you, make sure you're squeezing your glutes. And then exhale, forward fold down. Inhale, pressing into the shins or the mat. Half lift, gazing forward, growing the spine so long as we bring our shoulder blades together. Exhale, head comes back down and it just hangs. Shifting our weight into the balls of the feet. Hands go down to the mat. Stepping back, one foot and then the other. Coming into plank pose. Pressing the mat away, shifting forward. Elbows close to the sides. We'll slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Tops of the feet touch, keeping the elbows in. We'll just lift into a tiny little baby cobra. Just gazing forward, hardly any weight in the hands. Back is doing the work. Curling the toes under, hips go high. Down dog, 4 breaths. My mat is so dirty. Enjoying this stillness, pulling the shoulders down away from the ears. Gazing up between the thumbs, you can walk up again, or you can step up with one foot and then the other. Forward fold, half lift, forward fold, bend the knees, fly out and rise, all the way up. Palms touch, and back to mountain pose. Let's do it again. This time you may want to step back and forward with your other leg. Inhale, arms go up, palms touch, little back bend, possibly. Exhale, forward fold down. Inhale, half lift, gazing forward. Exhale, head down, hands down, stepping back. Both feet are back. We're here in plank. Shifting forward, lowering all the way down to the mat. Tops of the feet touch, and maybe we raise up a little bit higher in cobra this time. Toes curl under, hips go high, downward facing dog. 4 breaths. Looking between the thumbs, we'll step forward with one foot and then the other. Head down, half lift, forward fold, bend the knees, and we'll come all the way up. Back to mountain. Again, inhale, arms go up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step on back. Chaturanga. Up dog could be okay here, or still a variation of a cobra. Curl the toes under, hips up, down dog, 4 breaths. Looking at the thumbs, stepping forward, head down, half lift, forward fold, bend the knees, rise all the way up. Again, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, 4 breaths. When I'm saying inhale, exhale, you do not have to do it exactly like me. You're just remembering that as you inhale and exhale, you're moving through the flow. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's do one more. You know where we're going, and you might want to close your eyes this time. I'm just not going to say anything, and we'll all meet back in mountain pose, and we'll again do 4 breaths in down dog. When we get to mountain, let's bring our hands to our heart, take a few breaths. And then for our balance pose, we're going to shift our weight into one foot. I'm going to choose my right, spreading the toes wide. And there's many, many variations of this pose. One is to pick up our knee, finding a drishti, gazing there. Another variation is to hug the knee in. Maybe we can hold the big toe, or like me, this side of the foot. And then maybe we can stretch that out to the side. I'm just gonna hold my knee and stretch my knee out to the side. Other hand can come out for balance. Finding a drishti, something we're staring at that's not moving. And then we'll bring the knee back in. Maybe give it a squeeze. Aww. And then just letting it come on back down. We'll take a breath. Spread the toes on the left. And taking our time, lifting the right knee. This is one variation. Another variation, pull the knees in, pull the knee in. Another variation, holding the big toe or side of the foot, standing tall. Another variation, you could stretch that out and then to the side, or like me, hold the knee out to the side. Left hand could be out for balance, standing straight and strong. Bring the knee back in, maybe squeeze it in, and then let it go. Hula the hips if that feels good. And then we've got some more flowing to do. So coming back to the top of the mat, Sun Salutation B or Surya Namaskar B. We're going to press our toes and our heels together, sit down into chair pose. So to sit down into chair, we're going to push our hips so far back. We're going to lift our toes because our weight is in our heels. And our hands could be here on our knees. They could be up here by our ears, and our chest is lifted no matter what. We'll take a breath, and then we'll just slowly straighten our legs, straighten our arms, bring them right down to the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back, or jump back if you're a hopper. Chaturanga here. Or skip it. You know we're going to down dog, and you can just meet us there. inhale, our right leg will come up pretty high, keeping the shoulders straight. Exhale, we'll pull it through, step behind our hand or to the side, staying up on the back toe, which you might want to hop out just a little bit, wider base. We'll curl up to crescent lunge. So our back leg is pretty straight, our front knee is bent. We're up on the toe, our back heel is up. Gazing up, shoulders relaxed. Hands come to the heart, and we're going to do a twist, a prayer twist. So as we press our palms together, we'll bring our left elbow to the outside of our right knee and gaze up over our right shoulder. And coming back up, our hands will come down to the mat, step on back. Chaturanga here if you want to, or meet in down dog. We'll lift the left leg, get it long and tall, and then step it forward by the left thumb. Staying up on the back toes, we'll curl up, crescent, front knee bent, back leg is pretty straight, heels up, gaze up, shoulders relaxed. I do not have a thing that is not tippy to step on. We'll bring our hands to our heart, and we'll do our prayer twist this way, pressing our palms together. We'll bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee, gazing up over the left shoulder. Coming back up carefully, and then we'll put our hands down to the mat. Step back, chaturanga if you want to, down dog, 4 breaths. Looking between the thumbs, we'll step or hop our feet forward. Head hangs down, half lift, forward fold, and then sitting down in chair pose. So just sinking our hips, not really sitting down. Arms come up, take a breath, and then slide all the way up. Back to mountain. Here we go again with a few things added on. Inhale, arms up, sit down in chair. Exhale, straighten the legs, forward fold. Half lift, forward fold, hands down to the mat. Step or hop back to plank. Chaturanga here. Or skip it, straight to down dog is fine. Right leg high. Step it forward. This time, our back heel is going to pivot down to 45-degree angle. We're going to rise up to warrior 1. So hips facing forward, arms up, shoulders relaxed, gaze up, pressing into the outside of our back foot. Then bring our hands to our heart. We're going to open up to warrior 2. We might pivot our back foot a little bit, shoulders right over the hips, gazing forward. And we'll just keep our legs where they are, bring our right elbow down to our leg, and let our arm come up and over, extended side angle. Make it a long, straight line. If you want to, you can bring your hand down to the floor, arms still go forward, or the arm could come around the back, and you could bind here. But it's mostly about keeping the shoulders open. So find your pose, you know you. Then looking at the front toe, we'll press into our feet, pull up, we'll shift the back toe so that it's also facing forward. Get tall, and then we'll just come on down into pyramid. So both legs are straight, hands come down, we'll let our head drift toward our knee. Pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. Then we'll bend that front knee, hands go down, step the right foot back. Vinyasa if you want to. And down dog. Left leg lifts up so high. Step the foot forward, pivot on the right foot, rise up to warrior one on this side. Arms up, shoulders away from the ears, front knee bent, back leg straight. Pressing into the outside of the back foot. And then we'll just keep our legs the same. We might adjust our feet a little bit, open up, warrior two. Shoulders over hips, shoulders also relaxed. And keeping the legs and feet just the same, we'll bend the left elbow and bring the right arm up and over, gazing under, extended side angle. If you'd like a different variation, you could bring your hand down to the bottom. This hand could go on the lower back, maybe even a bind here. I just like to open my shoulders really far apart as I gaze up over my right shoulder. Then looking at my front toes, I'm gonna press into my feet as I straighten my legs, turn my back toe forward, and maybe bring it a little closer. Inhale, and as I exhale, with my legs pretty straight, a tiny little micro bend in the front knee might be good. And just hang on down, letting your head hang down over your knee. Pyramid. This feels extra good on my left side. We may hang here a little longer. And then bending the knee, we'll put our hands down. Stepping back, plank, chaturanga if you want to, and we'll all meet in down dog for 4 breaths. Looking between the thumbs, we'll step or hop our feet forward, head down, half lift, head down, and then arms come up as our knees bend into chair, pressing all the way up, hands come to the heart, and we'll just take a breath. So adding on to this flow just a bit, we're going to switch it back to sun salutation A. Inhale, arms come up, little back bend if you like it. Exhale, fold on down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step or hop your feet back. And come into plank. Shifting forward, elbows down, up dog, and down dog. Remembering you can always skip that as I tell you too late because you've already done it. Then just looking at the right thumb, we'll step our right foot forward. Leave our left hand down and twist up, looking up at our right thumb. Take a little break here, and then we'll bring both hands down, and this is a little tricky. We're going to turn our toes to the right, and we're going to walk our hands to the right, so we're in like a really wide twist, and I can totally feel this stretch right here, the IT band of the right foot. if that feels okay. If not, you just find your variation, you know you. And then we'll walk back around, pointing our toes forward again. Step the right foot back. Wait. Sorry, step the right foot back up. Now we're gonna rise up. Warrior one. Open up, warrior two. Extended side angle. Here or here. And then straightening the legs, pressing both toes, pointing both toes forward. Coming on down. Well, let's put our hands behind our back this time. Hold our elbows. Engaging the core. Folding on down into pyramid like this. And then looking at the feet, we'll just rise up enough. We can bring our hands down. Step back. Chaturanga or skip it. Hips high, down dog. Left leg steps forward. Right arm stays down. We'll just spin the left arm up. Enjoying this twist. And now the weird version on this side, so bring the hands down. Point both toes to the left. So mine don't go exactly 90 degrees to the left, they just kind of angle toward the left. Then I'll walk my hands around to the left and really feel, let my head hang, really feel that stretch in my left IT band and hip. Then walk the hands back around, shift the toes forward, let my back foot come to a 45-degree angle, rise up, warrior one, open up, warrior two, extended side angle. Okay to be down here if you like that. And then looking at the toe, we'll press our legs straight, point both toes forward, maybe step the back one up a bit, reaching back, tucking, holding our elbows, our forearms. Maybe you can even do a reverse prayer up your back with your palms together. Get tall, core's engaged, forward fold, Parsvottanasana, or pyramid pose. Hanging our head down. And then lifting up just enough to undo our arms. We'll put our hands on down, step the left foot back, chaturanga or don't, and we'll all meet in down dog. Looking at our thumbs, we'll step or hop forward. Let our head hang, forward fold, half lift, forward fold, bend the knees and we'll rise all the way up. Little back bend might feel good. And back to mountain pose. So I don't know what time you'll be doing this if you watch on YouTube, but right now we have a crescent moon. So I'm going to bring my feet together. I'm going to lift my hands up, palms touch, interlace the fingers but release the index finger, and bring my arms really tight to my ears, which is hard to do with my headphones. So just imagine that. Your chin is level. And then I'm just going to press my hips to the left as my arms go to the right. And I look up under my left arm. My weight's in my heels. My shoulders and hips are square to the front. Crescent moon. And then squeezing my glutes, squeezing my waist. I'll come on back up. Take a breath, get tall. I'll exhale down to the other side. So hands to the left, hips to the right. Looking up under the right arm. Trying to get my shoulders and hips square. And then inhale, hands come up, body comes up. Hands come to the heart. We'll take a breath. So coming to a really wide stance, we're going to come to star pose. Hands out, chin up, take a breath. And then engaging the core, hinging at the hips, we're going to fold on down. Letting our hands come behind our heels, pulling our head down. If headstand is in your practice, you could do that here and then just catch up with us whenever you'd like to. So we're shifting the weight until it's in the balls of our feet. A little bit of a balance trick. And then, making sure the core is engaged, we'll just rise back up to star. This time, we're going to come out to star again. Interlace the hands behind. Press the knuckles straight down. Gaze up. Inhale. Exhale, hinging at the hips again. Forward fold on down. The hands can stay right here, thumbs on the sacrum if that feels good to you. Shifting the weight into the balls of the feet. Or the arms could lift up as if they were going to come up over your head. Maybe yours do. Pressing the palms tight together. Relaxing the toes. Shifting the weight to the ball of the feet. And then thumbs come back to the sacrum. If it's ever better for your back to bend your knees and curl on up, you can do that. Or you can engage the core and come straight up. Coming back to star. Shift around so you have a better view. And this time, I'm going to toe heel my feet even farther apart. And come on down, letting my hands come on the mat right under my shoulders. Maybe I can toe heel even a little further. Gazing forward. This could be my pose, or another variation could be to bring my forearms down on the mat. Could even touch my head down. And again, if headstand is in your practice, you could do that now. And when we're ready, we'll put our shoulders back under, our hands back under our shoulders, toe heel our feet a little closer together. Let our head hang down, engage the core, and come on back up. From here, we're just gonna flip our feet, pyramid one more time. So this time the hands could be back behind the waist like we did, or this foot needs to be out, or the hands could be on either side of the foot. So you just decide. Get tall, maybe a slight back bend, and then forward fold on down. Hands could be here, however you like that. And then gazing up, looking at the foot, pressing into it. We'll just flip our feet around, and other side. Look up, engage the core, fold on down. Hands come down if that feels more secure and feels better. That lets me put my head a little lower, so sometimes I like that. Sometimes I like the balance challenge of keeping my hands behind me. And then pressing into the foot, we'll come up and we'll just turn our toes forward. We're gonna come into surfer, which, as you know, if I only taught poses I could do really well, we'll just do down dog all day. So Surfer, even though I don't look like the classic surfer pose, I totally feel it in my body. And you can do that too. Your body thinks it's just doing great. So I'm just gonna bring one toe to point to the small end of the mat and come on down here. Then I'm gonna toe heel this foot out, let the toe come up, and this is my surfer with my hands down on the ground. But maybe you can drop your hips a little lower and bring your hands up. Surfer. Just such a nice stretch. And then hands come down. We'll just walk over to the other side. Adjust, turn toes out or in, whatever. Pick up the back toe of your long leg, and maybe hands can come up. Maybe your hips can drop way down and you can really squat. And then from here, we'll just bring our hands forward. I like to toe heel in. We're going to Malasana, and I like my heels a little closer, but you know you, so see how it feels. And then we'll just squat down. Maybe your Malasana, your hips are high, and that's good. Maybe your hands are down on the mat, also good. Maybe hands can come up and let the seat drop down. Especially good if you're expecting a baby. And then hands come back down to the mat. I like to really press into my arms with my legs. This is not a pose, it just feels good. And if we want to, we can attempt crow now. I need to stand up to do that. But we just bring our hands down on the mat, maybe, or maybe off the mat a little in front of us, bending our knees, pressing our knees into the sides, up onto our armpits or the sides, and just shifting forward, possibly bringing our feet to touch, possibly balancing, or just lifting one toe at a time. And then come on down, stand up. We'll make our way to our mat for our final stretches. Coming to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down on the mat. Step or hop back. And come into plank and just freeze there. If you would like to go ahead and lower down, you can. If you want to be kind of extra today, you can slide your feet over, come into a side plank. Either side does not matter because we're going to do both. Both hands down. Flip the feet on this side. Side plank here. Any variation you like. If you want to put your foot up in the air, you can do that. And then back to plank. And we'll just lower on down. Putting our hands to the top of the mat. Putting our head down. And just taking a breath. Remembering your Ujjayi pranayama, constricting the throat just the tiniest bit so that you can hear your breath. See if you can consciously slow down the breath. And then we'll put our hands behind our shoulders, under our shoulders, bring our feet close together, pressing our legs together tight. We'll just press up into up dog one more time. Gazing up. If we want to, we can bend our knees. If we want to, we can set our head and our feet together. That's called swan pose. And if our head is nowhere near our feet, as mine are not, we're still feeling that beautiful feeling of a swan. And then we'll put our feet down, just press on back to child's pose. Knees could stay right where they are. Let the head come down, or knees could come wide to the side of the mat. Stay in there as long as you like. or coming on up to hands and knees for just 2 or 3 cat and cow on your own breath. And when you're even, you could cross the feet behind you and just roll over them to sit down, or just come to a seated position any way that feels good to you. I'm gonna come this way so I can face you, and we'll stretch our legs out wide, flex the feet, sit up tall. Inhale, and as we exhale, we'll bring our right elbow either here inside our thigh or up on top is fine too. And we'll gaze up to the left, then we'll lift our left arm up, making sure we're squeezing our core really tight, flexing our feet. We'll bring our arm up and over as we look under our arm like a rainbow. And then we'll use that arm to lift us up. Left elbow comes down, right arm comes up and over, again, squeezing the core, squeezing the glutes, flexing the feet, looking up under the arm. And then come on back up. Let's do it again on either side. You just match your breath to your movement. You can hang here longer if you'd like to, or shorter. And then we're just gonna walk our hands forward, keep our feet flexed, and we'll just press our hands down, let our head relax. Or we could bend our elbows and put our forearms down on the ground and let our head relax. You know you, just choose what feels best. Remember that pain is not good, but being a little uncomfortable, that's just fine. And then we'll press into our palms again, lift up, and come on back up. So isn't it great that we've already done the hard ab stuff ahead? So now, just all relaxing. Let's come to our backs. Bending our knees, one elbow at a time, we'll just come on down. Letting our feet come out wide on our mat, our arms out to a T. And we'll do windshield wipers again, this time with just our legs. So our shoulders stay flat on the mat. And we'll just tip our knees from one side to the other, letting our head drift the opposite way. Knees go one way, head goes the other. You can do this as quickly or as slowly as you would like. And now we're going to walk our feet a little closer together, and I'm going to take my left leg and lift it up and over my right and just cross it like I'm, sitting in a chair, kind of like a Barbie. And then I'm going to bring that leg to the right, let my foot touch down, possibly. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe my knee goes down, maybe it doesn't. I'll just let my head go to the left. So this is twisted root. You can really twist it, squeeze your legs together, and wrap your foot. Or it could be a more relaxing, stretching out pose, the way I'm doing it. Enjoying the twist in the belly, enjoying the stretch in the hips. And then we'll just use our core. Come on back up. Switch out the feet. Cross the other leg up and over. Maybe circle that ankle a couple times. And then arms out to the T, core engaged. We'll drift that whole leg combo, both legs over to the left, keeping our shoulders flat on the mat. Maybe our right foot touches left, maybe our knee touches. Maybe we loosen that grip a little bit so they can both touch. You do you, you know you, and then just gazing to the right. And then we'll just let our head come back up, make sure our core is engaged, bring our legs back up. And then let's just, you notice what would feel good to you. Possibly it would be happy baby, holding the sides of the feet and rocking back and forth. It might be the cat and cow that we started with, tipping the tailbone up right here, flat on the mat. I think that just feels so great. It might be a shoulder stand. It might be any other pose, or it might be all of them. Just take your time, do what would feel good to you. And whenever you feel ready, just stretch on down to Shavasana, letting your feet come to the opposite corners of the mat, letting them drift apart. No more Barbie feet, no more flexing. Settling the hip bones. Dog barking, so relaxing. Then tucking the shoulder blades under, neck long, hands could come out, palms up. Gazing up, you can keep your eyes open, you can close them. Shavasana, this is where our body's absorbing the work that we did. So important to give yourself Shavasana and not skip it. This is where our mind's remembering the patterns we did on each side. Our spirit or our soul is remembering, I know me, I do, and I know what's best. And our breath's remembering how nice it is to slow down. Shavasana, enjoy. Enjoying the sound of the lawnmower. Just going to chant over the top of that. Part of becoming more mindful is just being able to tune things out. So let's see if we can do that. Feeling free to stay here and listen to the lawnmower sound as long as you'd like to. You can, or if you feel ready to move, engage with your day again, you can begin to wiggle your fingers, thumbs, toes. A full body stretch might feel good, possibly rolling the head from side to side, circling the wrists and the ankles, and maybe coming onto one side, bending the knees, making a pillow on your arm for your head, taking a few breaths there. So again, our chant was calling on the guru inside us, or the light, the knowledge, and not just that one, not just us, but all the knowledge we've accumulated and all the knowledge our teachers have accumulated all the way back. Powerful lot of knowledge. And that's why you know you. Just make your way to a comfortable seat, taking your time. Hands come to the heart, if that feels okay, bowing the head. Let's take a few breaths of gratitude. Grateful you stuck with me even through the lawnmower. Thanks for being here. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.